Hey guys, this is your host Thomas Tyree here from On the Hot Podcast. Today, this will be episode 244 for you guys today. And to kick off this week's episode, we'll start off with the world of football inside the NFL world. And I'll be sharing my conference championship game summaries on the two games that took place yesterday in the National Football League. So we'll start off with the first game, which was the AFC Championship, where you saw the New England Patriots defeat the Denver Broncos by a score of 10-7 to win the AFC Championship and punch their ticket to Super Bowl 60 this NFL season. So my thoughts on the AFC Championship game. Now, if you love a physical football game between two really physical teams led by two good head coaches in Sean Payton and Mike Vrabel, this was your type of game, especially if you love defensive battles, because the Patriots and the Broncos both have really good, stellar defenses in the National Football League. Both can blitz well, both can play well in the secondary. Great secondaries by both teams. And the snow was a factor. The snow played a factor in the second half. Really came down hard in Denver, Colorado in the second half of the AFC Championship game. But the difference makers for the New England Patriots defeating the Denver Broncos yesterday were the Denver Broncos' mistakes. And they made plenty of them in this game, starting off with their backup quarterback, Jarrett Stidham. I thought in the first two possessions or so, he looked very comfortable and had the chance to lead the Denver Broncos to the AFC Championship. Well, he did turn over the ball two crucial times. You go back early in the first half where Jarrett Stidham had the fumble where he panicked, threw the ball behind the line of scrimmage. The New England Patriots recovered the fumble. A few plays later, Drake May scored a rushing touchdown, the only touchdown in the game. That translated to 7 points cashed in by the New England Patriots. Then you also had Sean Payton making a crucial mistake early in the first half. Instead of taking the 3 points, he went for it on 4th and 1, the incompletion, and New England Patriots capitalized on that. You also had the missed field goal that the Denver Broncos attempted, again in crucial conditions with the snow picking up in the second half. And then you had the Jarrett Stidham interception late in the fourth quarter, picked off by Christian Gonzalez. Basically sealed the deal for the New England Patriots to punch their ticket to Super Bowl 60. And one of the reasons why the Patriots won this game is because of how great the defense played. The defense played really good, backup quarterback or not. They caused 2 turnovers in this game against Jarrett Stidham. Again, the interception and the fumble that I just discussed. And they also got home to Jarrett Stidham, sacked him 5 total times yesterday in the victory against the Denver Broncos. And they only allowed 7 points in this entire game and pitched his second half shutout. So I thought this was a good quality win by the New England Patriots to punch their ticket to Super Bowl 60. Now, my thoughts on the New England Patriots season. It's been one hell of a season, guys. And just when you thought this team was a down and out, they're right back to right where they were with the glory days of Tom Brady and Bill Belichick. Like, honestly, if you guys followed the podcast all year long, I said before the season even started that New England Patriots would be one of my sleeper teams heading in the NFL season. And what I meant by sleeper team, I meant this is a team that was capable of winning 9 games, 10 games to get one of the last wild card spots in the AFC. They blew away my expectations by a mile. They went 14-3, won the AFC East, and now have won 3 straight playoff games to punch their ticket to Super Bowl 60. This is a remarkable season by the New England Patriots, and by any means, you could have your regular season discussions about the New England Patriots having a cupcake schedule, but they can't control who they play. But at the end of the day, they got to the Super Bowl and proved a lot of people wrong. Drake May didn't even play his best in the AFC Championship, and they still found a way to win. Like, the Patriots had to go through tough defenses all throughout the playoffs. Drake May and the offense had to go against tough defense all throughout the playoffs. The wild card game against the Los Angeles Chargers, they had one of the best defenses in the National Football League, top 10 for sure. In the divisional round at home against the Houston Texans, arguably one of, if not the best defense in the National Football League, had to go through them. And then you just played on the road against that stellar Denver Broncos defense. So the New England Patriots had to go through some tough teams to get to the Super Bowl. And yeah, you could say Drake May didn't do much, but the New England Patriots defense did a lot. It's a team type of sport. Like, you're going to rely on the offense, the defense, and the special teams to win football games in the National Football League. can't rely on one phase of the ball, especially in the playoffs. So the Patriots defense has looked legit so far, and they played legit thus far in the playoffs. They sacked Justin Herbert 5 times in the wild card, got the strip sack fumble in the victory. Only held the Chargers to 3 points in that game, mind you. In the divisional round, they forced C.J. Stroud to turn over the football 4 total times in that game, and the victory against the Houston Texans. Then you look at the Denver Broncos, backup quarterback or not, because Sean Payton has had success with backup quarterbacks in the past. Look at his time in New Orleans with Jameis Winston, Teddy Bridgewater. Like he's a coach that can adapt to anything. And Jarrett Stidham turned over the football 2 times, and he got sacked 5 times in the AFC Championship victory. So the New England Patriots deserve to be here, guys. Whatever you guys want to say about them in the regular season, legends and icons and Super Bowl champions are born in the postseason. And now the New England Patriots have found life 6 to 7 years removed after Tom Brady and Bill Belichick era. They're now in the Super Bowl with Drake May and Mike Vrabel. And I'm a Dallas Cowboys fan. Me and my father, the fun story, me and my father are Dallas Cowboys fans, and I became a Dallas Cowboys fan growing up and watching the games with him. My dad picked the wrong franchise to root for. The wrong prestigious franchise to root for, because I'm just jealous of the New England Patriots' success. Like, after 6 Super Bowl wins in a matter of 19 to 21 years, you would think it would take them a long time to get back to the top of the mountain. They are 1 game away from winning 7 Super Bowl titles. I'm just so jealous of the New England Patriots, guys. But we got to keep going here. Thoughts on the Denver Broncos season? Like, the Denver Broncos, they were 14-3. They had a good season. 14-3, the number 1 seed in the AFC. Like, this team isn't going anywhere, and they'll be back next year with the vengeance on their mind. Like, they got a tremendous defense. They got Bo Nix at the quarterback position that was only in his sophomore year, guys. Can you imagine how good he's going to be for the next 3 to 5 years? They got a tremendous offensive line. They can run the football with R.J. Harvey and J.K. Dobbins if he could come back healthy next year. And they got Sean Payton as their head coach. Like, this team ain't going anywhere, and they're clearly the favorites in the AFC West until proven otherwise. I mean, the Kansas City Chiefs got a lot of things to clean up on in the offseason. You're really relying on Patrick Mahomes to come back. What version can he come back to after that torn ACL injury? Is Travis Kelce still going to be around? The Los Angeles Chargers are here, but I still think they got to figure out their own flaws in order to be a top-tier team in the AFC. And the Vegas Raiders are clearly rebuilding, the worst team in the NFL right now. But, yeah, I think they'll definitely be back for sure. Now, let's move on to the NFC Championship, the much better game from Sunday, where you're seeing the Seattle Seahawks defeat the Los Angeles Rams by a score of 31-27 to win the NFC Championship and punch their ticket to Super Bowl 60. So my thoughts on this game, guys, the streets will never forget the 2025-26 trilogy between the Seattle Seahawks and the Los Angeles Rams. All 3 games were absolute cinemas between these 2 respective NFC West teams. But in the end, it was the Seattle Seahawks that got the last laugh, winning the series this year 2-1 against the Los Angeles Rams. And this game Sunday, like, if you guys are out, or if there's any young football players that's striving to be a great wide receiver, to pursue an NFL dream, if you're playing the Pop Warner level, the high school level, or have intention to play at the collegiate level, you guys got to study the tape of what Jackson Smith, Njigba, and Puka Nacua did in this NFC Championship game. I mean, outstanding performances from Sam Darnold and Jackson Smith. Njigba, Sam Darnold threw for 346 passing yards, 3 passing touchdowns, 0 turnovers in this game. Played outstanding for that Seattle Seahawks. Jackson Smith and Njigba had 10 catches, 153 receiving yards, 1 receiving touchdown. And like I said, I give the Rams a lot of credit for hanging in this game. Matthew Stafford and Puka Nacua did one hell of a job in losing effort as well. Now, in this game, there was a huge momentum shift in the third quarter. Now, if you go back in the third quarter when the Seattle Seahawks held the Los Angeles Rams to an incompletion on a 3rd and long stop, Reek Woolen actually got called for taunting. He went over to the Rams sideline and was taunting with the players. It looked like Devontae Adams told on him. He told the referee, hey, look, he's taunting. Got flagged, 15-yard penalty, And then the very next play, Rick Woolen lets up a 34-yard passing touchdown to Puka Nacua, and the Rams were in distance of making a comeback. Like, they were down by 4 points after that huge taunting penalty and then a 34-yard touchdown strike later. So that gave the Rams life. But in the end, the Seattle Seahawks, they buckled down and played defense. That's the reason why they're in this position to possibly win their second Super Bowl in franchise history. The Seahawks had a huge fourth down stop late in the fourth quarter where Witherspoon broke up the pass that Matthew Stafford tried to fire in the end zone, and there was an incomplete pass, and that was basically the big stop that helped the Seattle Seahawks punch their ticket to Super Bowl 60. The Rams got the ball very late in the fourth quarter. They didn't have enough time to go down the field with 0 timeouts, and that was all she wrote. And that was one hell of a game between the Seattle Seahawks and the Los Angeles Rams in the NFC Championship. Now, I do want to share my thoughts on the Seattle Seahawks season. Guys, the Seattle Seahawks had one hell of a season, and I do want to give credit to the Seattle Seahawks front office. John Schneider, the general manager for the Seattle Seahawks, and the rest of the front office deserves their flowers and their credit for how they rebuilt this team to be a Super Bowl contending team, especially competing out in one of the best divisions in football in the NFC West with the Los Angeles Rams and the San Francisco 49ers, two teams that they actually taken out to get to the Super Bowl this year. I think they deserve a lot of credit for how fast they rebuilt this team to be a championship contending team. You go back to 2024 in the offseason when they hired Mike Macdonald, stole him away from the Baltimore Ravens after they basically let Pete Carroll go, and they brought in the next defensive genius and Mike Macdonald. And they went 9-8 in the first year with him in 2024. Then they made a lot of offseason adjustments to make sure they can hang around with the Rams and the 49ers in the NFC West. And you look at the moves that they did during the offseason. They traded away Geno Smith to the Las Vegas Raiders, and they traded away DK Metcalf, a head-scratching move to some when this move was done. But at the end of the day, when they traded DK to the Pittsburgh Steelers, it opened up the door for Jackson Smith-Njigba, their young wide receiver, to be the true number one wide receiving option in Seattle. So, and then also you look at, they signed Sam Darnold to a massive contract to be the franchise quarterback after he went 14-3 with the Minnesota Vikings. Mind you, Sam Darnold is the only quarterback in NFL history to go 14-3 and 14-3 back-to-back seasons with two different franchises. So Sam Darnold has arrived, and they signed veteran edge rusher DeMarcus Lawrence, longtime Dallas Cowboy. I know the contributions that DeMarcus Lawrence had in Dallas for 11 years, and then he goes out and helps the Seattle Seahawks become elite defense in the National Football League. They also hired Clint Kubiak as their offensive coordinator. Like, they did a lot of good things, and now the Seattle Seahawks are knocking at the door to win their second Super Bowl in franchise history. And this is another Seahawks team that feels like the glory days of what the Seattle Seahawks used to be. They got their quarterback. Remember, they had Russell Wilson in their glory days? Now they got Sam Darnold. You got your head coach. Remember, you had Pete Carroll as your head coach. Now you got Mike Macdonald, one of the youngest, brightest head coaches in the National Football League. You can run the ball. Remember, they had Marshawn Lynch running the football. Now you got a 1-2 punch at the running back position, even though Charbonnet is out for the remainder of the playoffs. But you guys get my point. And they got their wide receiver. Remember, they had Doug Baldwin. Now you have Jackson Smith-Njigba. And you got a physical defense. They had a physical defense, a Legion of Boom, that helped them have success. I think the Seattle Seahawks are not going anywhere anytime soon, but I do believe the front office deserves a lot of credit for putting this championship roster together, because they're going to be a threat for the next 3 to 5 years, regardless if they lose Super Bowl 60 or not. To close out, thoughts on the Rams season? I think the Rams had a remarkable season. They went 12-5. Obviously, that wasn't good enough to win the NFC West because the Seattle Seahawks were in the division. But I think they had a really good year. They just came up short. 2 playoff wins on the road, though. You defeated the Panthers and the Bears on the road in 2 hostile territories and had 2 game-winning drives with Matthew Stafford. And speaking of Matthew Stafford, he could be closing in on winning his first MVP this year of his illustrious NFL career. He's a future Hall of Famer for sure. But I think Matthew Stafford will be back. I don't think he will retire. I didn't see any regression from him really this year. And they got 2 first-round picks to play with. When was the last time the Rams had 2 first-round picks? I can't remember in my lifetime. And they're the only team, them and the Dallas Cowboys are the only teams that have 2 first-round picks for the 2026 NFL Draft. So I think the Rams will be back next year. Business will be booming. And they could possibly steal the NFC West from the Seattle Seahawks or the San Francisco 49ers. But that is my AFC and NFC Conference Championship game summaries.